Good day, everyone. I'm glad to be here with you. My name is Kunle Adepoju, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity given to me by Winning Side Photography to take this very course talking about the role of photography in developing a nation. The role of photography in developing a nation. And I hope we're going to have a great time discussing photography. First, I would want all of us to understand that when we talk about photography, we are not talking about photo alone. Photography is both still and motion. You know, when we talk about photography, we talk about motion and still. Now, you know, in filmmaking, we call the cinematographer, we call them director of photography. Because what they are doing is that they are producing an image for us to see. They are producing, their own is that they are producing emotion images for us, while those who are doing still photography are producing still images for us to see. And every form of image produced are meant to give a certain story, are meant to tell a certain story. And that is why it is important for us to understand the role of photography in developing a nation. So let's go into the course. Photography, the most powerful tool for storytelling. Writing is good. Writing is great. Sometimes when you are reading a novel, you are so much captivated by the emotions that are in that novel. When you are reading it, you are feeling like you are in the scene. You are feeling like you are in the scene because that is what the book is all about, and it's making us feel emotion of what is happening in the scene. But I want to tell you that pictures do much more than that. Pictures will help you to see yourself in that very emotion. Pictures will help you to see yourself in that very emotion. And that is what we are talking about today, that pictures is actually the great tool, the powerful tool in telling a story. Now let's go into the introduction. Photographers, do you know that you are an agent? Now photographers need to know that they are actually an agent. Agent of what? You are therefore an agent of influence because of what you do. A photographer is an agent. A photographer is an agent of influence. You do much more. You do much more to affect the society than the government, whom all of us believe bring change. Now, a photographer do much more to affect the nation, do much more to affect the society than what we believe the government will do. Now, all of us believe that it is the government that will influence the nation in a positive change, influence a positive change in the nation. But I tell you that photographers do much more. And this is what we are going to see in the study we are going into. Now, number one, I tell you that you are a picture agent as a photographer. You are a picture agent as a photographer. You, as a photographer, you as a picture agent, what do you see? What do you see? Before you take that photo, before you take that cinema, before you take that photography, what do you see? What comes to your mind? When you are taking that shot, what do you see? These are what we are going to look into. Do you actually see the right thing that can actually influence the society? And what do you do with what you see? There are many entities people have never set their eyes on. People have never seen them or have a face-to-face encounter with them. But they know them like they know the palm of their hands because of the picture you take. Now, this is what you should understand, that there are many people in this society. Example, I've never seen Buhari face-to-face before. I've never seen Said Osupa face-to-face before. I've never seen, what is it called? I've never seen Funke Akindele face-to-face before. There are several people that I've never seen Donald Trump face-to-face before. But I know them. What makes me to know them? How do I know them? I know them through the pictures that a picture agent took. I can even tell a little bit of their behavior because of the pictures, because of the situational pictures that a picture agents have taken about those people. Now, that actually tells a story about you as a picture agent, that what you take will influence the understanding of people. will influence what people will know about a certain entity you are taking his picture. Now, that tells us very much about how important, how powerful the tool of photography is. Now, you can take a photography of an eminent personality while he's eating. You can take a photography of an eminent personality while he's sleeping. These are matters, these are conditions, these are what people don't know about them. But you as a picture agent could expose it. Let people know about them. That is how influential your role is in the life of a particular person. That is how important your influence is in the society. So many people in the world, like I mentioned. In fact, do you know that millions of people don't even know all these people they have seen in the pictures? They have never seen them, and they can never meet with them till they die. But pictures allow us to see them. Let's take, for example, the Lord Jesus Christ. A lot of us have never seen the Lord Jesus Christ. But there are some pictures that make us to realize that somebody exists like Jesus Christ. Example, Samuel Oparaji. Samuel Oparaji was once a footballer in Nigeria, but many people don't know him. But they got to know him through the pictures of Samuel Oparaji that is taken. This is to tell you how influential your photography is to the society. Now let's move forward. You as a photographer, make them know how they behave, what they do, what they love by your photography. You could see how influential your photos could be. Now, you as a photography agent is telling the untold story about the rare to be met. You are telling an untold story about the rare to be met. There are so many people that it's very rare for you to come by them. But by the photography you took about them, people can meet with them. People can relate with them. Some people will even take the photograph of Baba Adeboye, Baba Enoch Adeboye. Some people will take his photograph and put it in their house and pray, looking at that picture. It is the influence of that your picture you took that helped those people to see him as if they are actually seeing him in the reality. That is the power of the picture. That is the power of the picture you took. This eminent personality, they do not have access to many people as well. Just like you don't have access to them. They do not have access to many people. But they get to know many people through the picture you take and show to them. For example, Buhari was never at the fire incident that happens in Abuja in Lagos. He was never there. But he got to know, he got to see that incident by the photography that was taken by a photography agent. So he got to see what the hazard, he got to see the extent of the havoc that was done through that photography. So you could see how important photography is to a society. Your photography has life. Your photography has life. So when you take a photo, whether still or motion, it has life. And it will live and even live after you. Someone who took the photography of Awolowo when he was alive might not even be alive now. But what he has done that time is still very much alive now. Now you could see how powerful, you could see the life in the photography you have taken. You could see how influential that photography will be. Most of these generations of the 90s, the generations of the 90s, the generations of the 20s, they don't know Awolowo. But they can tell Awolowo's story. They can show us a picture of Awolowo because they have that picture. Because somebody was the agent of photography that took that photography that time. Imagine if that photo was not taken. Imagine nobody recorded Awolowo when he was alive. Imagine nobody recorded the exploit of him when he was alive. Now, people will just keep talking about there was a man that existed in Nigeria, he wanted to be the president, but he could not do it. But the reality of him will not be shown to them because there is no life to show it. So your photography is life. Your photography has life. So, and it is life in himself. Photography has life and is also life in itself. Your photography has meaning. So any photography you take has a meaning. There are some photography I would have loved to show you. Now, whatever photography you take, they all have meaning. It is printing an idea in the mind of those who are seeing that photography. So, and that is why you need to understand. You need to understand the picture you are composing. That's why you need to understand the photography you are composing. That's why you need to understand the frame you are composing. So because every photograph you take has a meaning. There is a meaning behind every photograph, and you must know that. Your photograph has influence. Your photograph has influence. It has influence on the audience. It has influence on anybody who is watching you and who is seeing the picture. It has influence on them. So your photograph has influence. Now let me give you an example. An example of a nude photograph. Now, if you see a nude photograph, someone who is seeing the nude photograph, that nude photography will have influence on that person. Some men who are not strong can be so much erect with seeing that picture, with just ordinarily seeing that picture. That is the influence of that photography. Some photography will have influence. Let me give you my salvation experience. My salvation experience was the influence of the picture of Jesus Christ that I saw. When I saw a calendar, of Jesus Christ when he was nailed. I could see the holes of the nails in his hand. Somebody took that photograph. Somebody designed it. Somebody painted. Somebody designed it and make it a calendar. And I saw him in somebody's house, and I was thinking about what I was saying. I was thinking about how could they nail somebody's hand? How could they nail somebody's hand like this? How could they nail somebody's leg like this? How could they put on him the crown of thorn on him? How painful will it be? I've never experienced somebody putting nails in my hand, but I've experienced stepping on nails before, and I know how painful it was. So now I could imagine how painful Jesus Christ will be by seeing that picture. So your photography has influence. Any photograph you are taking, any photograph you are sending to people for them to see, it has influence on them. So a nude picture will have influence on people. You should know. So whatever photograph you are taking is having influence on whoever is seeing it. So get to understand that your photography has life, your photograph has meaning, and your photograph also has influence. Number 4, your photograph has power. Your photograph has power. There is power in your photograph. There's power in it. So your photograph can change. It can change situation. Your photograph can change situation. Your photograph can inform. Not only that it will change situation, your photograph can also inform. It can inform people about things they don't know. By seeing your photograph, they know. Now, your photograph can influence. I've said that. Your photograph can set war. Photograph can make war. Photograph can make war. So it actually is powerful. It's a tool that is very powerful. So whatever photograph you are taking, you should understand the meaning of that photograph. Don't just take any photo. Don't just take any photo. So your photo, it must have a meaning. That is how you can use your photo to develop the nation. That's how you can use your photograph to influence the nation in the positive way. Now, your photograph also can bring peace. That is the truth. Your photograph can bring peace. So the photograph you took when government was giving amnesty to the Boko Haram boys. The photograph you took when government was giving amnesty to the Niger Delta boys. So your photograph can make peace. Whatever photograph you are taking also can be an agent of peace. Also, your photograph can comfort. You can take a photograph that will comfort another person, that will console another person, that will give comfort to a broken heart. So whatever photograph you are taking, you should understand that it's powerful. It has a meaning. It has life on its own, that it can influence.